Take a look at them. And what I want you to think about that issue, and the issue is on the bottom left of the card. It's on the bottom left of the card. You see a rhetorical question on it. They come out of one of the sets, one of the 8 sets. And I'm going to ask you a question in just a minute, and I'm going to jump down, and I'm going to need you to work with me on this one. I'm going to ask you, this is the following question. Who has an issue that they think is going to be really globally significant over the next 20 years? Who's got one that they think's really important? I'm now going to drive the camera guys crazy because I'm going to jump down into the audience and I'm going to ask you to share one with me because I have a microphone and then we're going to do this. This I think is turned on. Is this turned on? Here we go. Ooh, hello, hello, hello. It didn't work. Okay, so put the hands up again, and I'm going to jump down. Here we go. We're going to start here. You've got one right here.
Water.
Water. So water, resource conflict. So we look at the bottom left. That's where the issue is, the bottom left. So water is crucial. Resource conflicts. Do you think over the next 20 years we're going to get into conflicts over resources? Yeah? Okay, here's another one. He's got another one right here.
So we're supposed to be reading off these?
No, I want you to go here. Just
okay.
Whatever you want to read, you're welcome to read it. Methane, or in the other part of the ocean they say methane. You know, the rest of the world says methane. We here in the United States say methane. And why is that really going to be important?
Because it's a very potent greenhouse gas, and as we develop new sources of natural gas, we develop sources that are emitting more methane.
All right, so we're going to cork the cows. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, here's another one over here. And then I got one there. What do you got?
Hidden subsidies.
Hidden subsidies. How many think that's really important? We're looking ahead next 20 years. Yeah? I don't see a whole lot of hands there. Who has something that I think is more important than what we've heard so far? Methane, hidden subsidies, more important than resource conflicts. Here we go.
Who will feed the hungry?
Who will feed the hungry? Ah, that's an interesting one. And your issue at the bottom was grain belts. So he's quoting the rhetorical question at the top, which is also a way to do it. Who's going to feed the hungry? Are we going to do it? Want to do it? No, I see a few heads going up like this. What do you got?
Equity. Who sets your carbon quota?
Equity. Who sets your carbon? Can you imagine a day when we've got carbon quotas? That implies that all the big data we've been hearing about already is actually going to be supplying us with our information about our behavioral patterns. Can you imagine when that's going to be a reality? How many of you think that we will have carbon quotas in 10 years? How many of you don't live in the United States? Are those the same hands going up, maybe? How many think we could have carbon quotas in the United States in 20 years? How many think it's never going to happen? All right, there we go. I see quite a few hands there. Okay, who else has got one? Here, I was coming over to you, wasn't I? Yeah.
Sea level rise. Hello, Sandy.
Sea level rise. Hello, Sandy. How many of you think sea level rise is actually going to be a really big issue when we're looking ahead next 20 years? I see lots of hands. Anybody have any idea how many ports will still be usable if the oceans go up by a meter? Anyone read that? There'll be new ports. Yeah, there will be new ports, but only about, I think it's about 25% of the world's ports will be available for use if we go up by a meter.